Hi there folks, this is Peter Cannon again from Cannon Digital. I wanted to do a short tutorial on Photoshop and another thing that you can do in layers. So I'll just open an image that I've got sitting on the desktop here, and it's this one here, which is Brighton Beach in New Zealand. And so what I'm wanting to show you this time is how when you duplicate a layer, which you can, this is one of the ways you can duplicate layer. Let's just go to layer, duplicate layer, and you'll see now that in the layers palette we've got a top layer and a bottom layer, so we want to be clicked on the top layer. So what I wanted to show you is how you can make an adjustment to that top layer, and I'll make quite a over the top sort of adjustment just so I can emphasize the point. So let's go to Topaz and say Topaz adjust, which I've got as a plugin for Photoshop, which has got some interesting tools in it. So let's just pick one that's not quite too dramatic, but something that gives an interesting effect. So I'll just have a look at the presets here and just pick one. So I'll maybe go to a smooth one just for a point of difference. Portrait smooth is not something you'd normally put on a photo like this, but let's do that. Okay, so you can see that that's made a significant adjustment to it. It is quite different to what the original was. In this program you can press up here and look at the original and then back to what you've got. So let's just go to a slightly different one here. Some of these will give you a really dramatic effect and a way over the top, but let's just have a look and see what we can come up with. Psychedelic's really over the top one, really intense. You can see how much noise that's introduced, which is horrible. But what I wanted to show you, I'll just go okay to that for a minute. So what I wanted to show you is how when you put a significant change in the top layer, you can actually bring it back using the opacity here. So we can go right back to no effect, and then we can just come in on 1% increments and just get a little bit of an effect, which might just change the contrast, put some of the texture in. It's not necessarily a filter that I would use for this purpose, but what I was just trying to show you is how you can put a filter on the top layer and then reduce the effect of that filter just using the opacity tool. Full effect, 50% there, 30%, 20, 15, 12%. So you can see you can take it right back to no effect altogether. But it's just an idea if you are looking to make a wee bit of a change, that you can adjust the opacity of that top layer with the opacity tool there and just get it back to a smaller version of the effect that you're putting on. So you might find something in a filter that just you want a smaller effect of, and that's one way of doing it. If you were going to save this, you would go to Layer and Flatten Image, which would now make them into one image, and then you would do the File Save As, and normally I would put reference in there to what I'd done. So we're in Topaz denoise, so TPD, and I might make reference to the type of filter that I've used just so that I know what I've done to it, and then you would go save. I won't save this, in fact, and in fact, of course, in the history palette over here too, you can always go back steps. So we'll go back to when we opened the photo, and that's as it was. Another little thing I should show you in Photoshop, when you first start out in Photoshop, you should go to Photoshop Preferences and Performance, and just make sure that this here, the history states, you can see I've got it set to 407 history states, which is a bit over the top. But make sure, I think the default is 48 history states in that, in the preferences and the default. So we should put that up to probably a couple of hundred, because it's very easy when you're mucking around with the photo to go more than 48 steps, and then if you want to go right back to the start and start again, or you want to go back to just a couple of steps you did, you need to have the number of history states higher than 48 to be able to go back more than 48 steps. Otherwise, you can only go back the number of history states there. So put that up to a couple of hundred just to be safe, and then you're good. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. It's Peter Cannon from Canon Digital. Thanks for watching.